James London, thank you for coming by the tasting table today. I do appreciate it. This gin is next. St. George, this is called Terroir Gin. Stay tuned, I'll give my thoughts, perspectives, point score, and also my WEBA assessment, would I buy it again assessment. Stay tuned. Now I'm just putting these here because this came in a pack, and I think the pack is a really nice way of, coming through and understanding what these gins are all about. So you get these particular three, 200 milliliters each for a total of 600 milliliters. And actually the price point was pretty decent because I'm tasting 3 different gins, and I like that. There's some recipes on the bottom here as well. And I thought this is a nice way of tasting through this. Now, I'm just selecting this one because I'm going to be reviewing these 2 others, but I just want to show you what the set is like. Now, I found them here in San Francisco for $29.99. Across the country, it varies greatly in price, so I've seen this all the way up to $49.99. So always taste in a white wine glass or even a dessert wine glass, as long as it's big enough so you can smell the gin itself. And I like this glass a lot. This is a Grand Cru Riesling wine glass, and this is from Riedel. It's a beautiful glass, and it's hand blown, and so it's super lightweight, and it's really great for these tastings. So here we go. Now this is going to contain an interesting, so obviously juniper is involved in this, so this is going to have coastal sage, orris root, and then the ingredient that I find very intriguing on this is the Douglas fir. Now this is going to characterize slightly differently than juniper, although they're evergreens and they have a different characterization altogether, and it does give I would say a very, very bright experience, and one that's quite memorable, and one that mixes very nicely as well. So here we go. First, the nose. So it's a bright nose of white stone fruit. Douglas fir is very, very evident here in my opinion. A mix of orange and green citrus skin, as well as suede notes. Next is the palate characterization. Very citrus forward, but what's coming through on this, because I think the Douglas fir is involved in this, is red and black pepper notes, cracked pepper, bay leaf, wild sage. Mineral notation is definitely the graphite in the finish. Ultimately, the character that gets people away from gin is that evergreen characterization, and that's one where this is very evident here. So if you like maybe a more cucumber oriented gin or a lighter palate gin as opposed to pepper notes, this gin may not be for you. Now this gin is 92 points out of 100 points. So would I buy it again, WEBA? I think this is a tough one here. Now, it's probably my WEBA maybe, and that's simply because I think it's a very powerful characterization of evergreen notes, and it does come through, and especially on mixing with gin, and one where I think that is a point where it doesn't lose its character whatsoever. But on the other side, it can be so expressive that that's the only character that you might get from that gin. So I think it's still a WEBA maybe. I think once I go through, I think this year I'm tasting so many more gins than I ever have before that I'll make a reassessment of that in a future video. So if you like St. George Terroir, what are the characterizations on this gin that you do enjoy? Stay tuned for more reviews to come on wine, spirits, wine accessories, wine glasses, and so much more. Thank you for watching. In between, you'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. Stay tuned for more. Santé.